नमस्कार सबैलाई इन ताशी शो। Okay, Kuzong Pulupan, how are you?
I'm fine.
So Lupan, firstly, thank you for accepting our request, Ainala. And we have heard many things about you in Tala. So I guess the people who know you, Ainala, they know that you are a very resourceful person. And you have worked both in Sikkim Darbar and you have also worked in the highest level of administrative in Sikkim, Ainala. तपाईँ चिफ सेक्रेटरी गर्नुभएको नि त. सो स्टार्टिङ दिस पोडकास्ट हामी योमा चाहिँ वी वान्ट टु कभर यर बुक छ नि 2 बुक्स यु हेभ पब्लिस्ड होइन ल द डिस्ट्रक्सन अफ सिक्किम र पवन चामलिङ फ्रड भनेर. सो यो बुक पब्लिस गर्नुलाई चाहिँ यो हामी वी विल टक अबाउट द्याट होइन ल. सो स्टार्टिङ इनिसियली तपाईँ चाहिँ इफ यु वान्ट टु इन्ट्रोड्युस टु यर जेन्जिस अडियन्स होइन ल, सो हाउ वुड यु इन्ट्रोड्युस यर सेल्फ?
You see, I'm from a village in Sikkim. I first attended school in the village. Then I came to Gangtok, and from Gangtok, I went to Kalimpong, where I completed my school studies. Then for college, I went to Darjeeling, and for my MA, I went to Aligarh, and also the University of London.
ओके, सोलोपन स्टार्टिङ गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब फर्स्टली एलिफेन्ट इन द रूम भने सोलोपन आई वुड लाइक टु टक अबाउट द्याट बुक कि ल. सो फर्स्टली वाइ यु रोट अबाउट द्याट पवन चामलिङ फ्रड भनेर चाहिँ बुक चाहिँ?
You see, at that particular time, Honorable Pawan Chamling was doing all dishonorable works. In fact, with my little learning, I did not find any work which was legal. All these works were illegal. Moreover, they were fraud in nature. To give a particular example, Sri Chamling boasted that he did many things which on the spot were not in existence. For instance, Nirmal Rajya Puraskar on 8 December 2008, he got Nirmal Rajya Puraskar, stating that he had constructed all toilets in Sikkim. But on spot verification, it was not true. Similarly, he said that he planted trees throughout Sikkim. In the Sikkim Legislative Assembly, the then opposition leader, Sri P.S. Gole, quoted figures to prove that the government of Sikkim had planted more than 8,000 square miles of territory as against the entire area of 7,900 square feet only. So it was a plantation fraud. Another fraud was, he said that he banned plastic in Sikkim. That was another fraud because even now and even at that time, the animal husbandry department was selling milk in plastic pouch. Also, many food in plastic were openly available in Sikkim. Then there was another fraud about hydroelectric projects. In short, I did not find any works of Honorable Chamling which were according to law and which were legal, and hence I wrote that Sri Chamling was the greatest fraud in history. That book was released in March 2019 in the Press Club of Sikkim, Gangtok. And Honorable Pawan Chamling himself told the people, यो रातो किताबमा चाहिँ सब झुट मात्रै लेखेको छ, नपढ्नु, यो सोनम वाङ्दीको सबै झुटा छ. So many people in March 2019 came to me asking for Rato Kitab. They were not told about the title of the book.
Okay.
So I believe Honorable Chamling again met the greatest criminal lawyer, late Ram Jetmalani, and talked of banning the book. In fact, when he received the book, he said that this book will be banned. But I had full faith in the judiciary of India, and I knew that the book would not be banned. Earlier in 2015, when I released my first book, The Destruction of Sikkim, in the Press Club of India in New Delhi, there was again very serious talk of banning my book. But in India, Satyameva Jayate is the main principle of India. So truth always triumphs. In my case also, the two books which were highly defamatory were not banned because they contain nothing but truth.
So Lupan, talking about childhood हैन ल, अब यो हामीले book, we have talked about these books and all why you published हैन Lupan. So some trigger point should be there, right? Like writing these books and all. So let's go back to your initial phase, like at your childhood. So you have told you belong from some village of Sikkim, right? So can you name the village?
My village is Simik Lingje.
Yes, Simik Lingje.
Yeah, in East Sikkim.
Okay. So Lupan, how you from the Simik Lingje? Okay, how you went to London for economics, MSc?
That
It is so inspiring from us, right?
That was destiny.
Okay.
I can't. It was a dream for a village boy to go to one of the best institutions in the world.
So just before this podcast, we went to your room. Okay. So I have seen. I was surprised to see those many books. Except books, I guess there was nothing. Books were all over the rooms. Like so, it was the habit of reading, it was from the childhood, or like it had been developed by time?
You see, from as long as I remember, I used to read books because reading and writing was my habit. Even now, I always read and write because it is habituated. My friends, they spend time in playing mahjong, playing card, and other activities, but I spend time in only reading and writing, and I collected only books.
Mhm. So, if I may not be wrong, you have been born on the year 1939, right?
1944,
Okay, 1944. So, post independence of India.
before India.
So, how was the life before the merger of Sikkim with India, Lapan?
Our life was very simple.
Okay.
There was not a single suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there were hardly any murders,
Mm-hmm.
nor were there crimes. People lived in peace. We didn't have much law and order problem. There was no strike at all,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I remember. The only problem we had was in April 1973
Mm-hmm.
when there was agitation against the Tarwar instigated by government of India through RAW.
Mm-hmm. So, at that time, you were at Darbar, right?
I was at that time district officer Namchi in Mangan, in
1973.
in Namchi, yeah.
Okay. So, Lupan, how you were introduced to Darbar?
Huh?
How you were introduced to Darbar? Darbar.
What?
You
What?
have told me about like there were you have worked with the refugees of Tibet, right, Lupan?
Huh?
You have worked with the refugees of Tibet.
No, you see, my first appointment was as a teacher
Okay.
in TN Higher Secondary School. Then I was appointed rehabilitation officer for Tibetan refugees.
Mhm.
Your next question?
If you don't mind, your mood had been changed here, Lupan.
Huh?
When we came here, you were like little bit different.
Why? How?
Did we? You are not laughing. You became serious. So
No, no. I'm never am I serious. Never. Seriousness is not my cup of tea.
so if I am asking something wrong, then you
No,
can
no,
tell
no,
me.
no.
Okay.
You see, I never get angry. Never.
So, Laban, as I know, Sikkim subject was introduced in 1961, right? In
Yes.
the uh, Tashi time, right?
Yes. Yes.
So there, in these times, okay, there is one controversy, or you can say that I have seen the press conference of from the Darjeeling. Okay, so they had from Darjeeling. So
Darjeeling.
yeah, in recent times they are claiming that we are from Sikkim, right? So we had been the part of Sikkim, and before independence, before the merger of Sikkim with India, the Sikkim was given the aid by government of Sikkim for the rental payment for Darjeeling and Kalimpong, right? So is it true?
You see, Darjeeling was a part of Sikkim uh, before 18 1835 to 40. In fact, in history, we read Darjeeling deed of 1st February 1835. It is a fraud because on 1st February 1835, Lloyd never met the Sikkim Raja. He met the Sikkim Raja much later. In fact, Darjeeling is said to have been gifted by Chukwi Namgyal to the East India Company. It is a fraud. The East India Company took Darjeeling by fraud, and later they gave 3,000 rupees per annum, which was raised to 6,000, 6,000 to 9, and ultimately 12,000. At the time when India became independent, India was paying 12,000 every year. And in 1950, when Indo-Sikkim Treaty was signed, the amount was raised to 3 lakhs per annum, which was continued till 1975, when Sikkim became a part of India. That again through fraud. It's very unfortunate that history of India is full of frauds. I can give any number of examples.
So, Lupan, let's dive into that scenario. If we refer to the book that Destruction of Sikkim, I have been to one chapter. Okay, Sonam Wangdi had hoisted the national flag.
Yeah, I hoisted national flag in Mangan.
Okay.
That was on 16th May 1975. It was reported by Sikkim Herald on 20th May, 20 May 1975. I betrayed my king, I betrayed my country for my self-preservation, because India killed many people who were opposing the so-called merger.
Okay. So, if you recall, then the situation you have faced that time, can you elaborate that scenario?
You see, it is very unfortunate. I think the best thing is to maintain silence. It's better, I think, because let us not dig those unpleasant things which happen. Like it is said that the Sikkim Assembly voted that Sikkim passed the resolution that Sikkim shall be a part of India and the Chogyals shall be removed. Now, this resolution requires at least 2 plebiscites. First, there should have been a referendum on whether the people want the Chogyal or not. If they want the Chogyal, the matter ends there. If people don't want the Chogyal, then next question is whether they want to become part of India or not. So these two contradictory provisions were lumped into one resolution and it was passed. It is nothing but a fraud.
So, what you believe that merger of Sikkim with India was a happily merger or it was not a happily wala?
No, it depends upon the person, and it is best to maintain silence
Okay. So, Lapan,
in many cases.
why I am asking this is we can see the books in school and all, okay? They have written that Sikkim was happily merged with India, okay? So, the Gen Zs of Sikkim residing in Sikkim, they are now they will be the next citizen of India, Sikkim, right? So I guess they should know the truth, okay? So that is why I asked about the merger conspiracies, okay? So
You see, in history, many things should be left unsaid.
okay,
It
why?
is
Why?
it is better because it is no use digging the unpleasant past. Let the unpleasant past be forgotten, and better that we should look to the good points only.
Okay.
We cannot undo what has already been done.
So when I read the book, okay, that one, Sonam Wangdi hoist the flag at Mangan,
Yeah.
Indian flag.
Yeah.
There was one emotional line, okay. I can't see the Sikkim flag.
Yeah, that's a fact because we had been saluting the flag for the last so many years, and one fine morning we we have to we have to
Salute the national flag.
consign it to history. So that was quite it.
So, Lapan, what is 8th May agreement?
You see, 8th May agreement is an agreement among the political parties of Sikkim, the government of India, and the Chogyal of Sikkim. That is the only agreement in Sikkim which was signed by the representatives of the people, the government of India, and the Chogyal of Sikkim.
So it was about?
That was to lay down the principle for future government of Sikkim.
Okay. So, Lapan, you have you have said that any lecturer residing in this world, they are the Sikkim subject, okay? So, in which context you have said this?
You see, that was the officer sent a file to the Chogyal of Sikkim stating that Sri John Purba Lepcha is from Kalimpong. He is a Christian, and hence in his place a local people should be appointed. Then Chogyal wrote in the file that Lepchas, wherever they are Sikkim subjects.
Okay.
I wrote this fact in a paper published in Now.
Times Now.
Now, yeah, that the daily.
So, Lapan, you have been lodged a case by past administrative, right, Lapan?
Huh?
You have been lodged a case by past administrative.
Case what case? I couldn't follow.
Okay, you have been lodged
Oh, you
case by
mean to say
CBI,
that
right?
there was a CBI case
Yeah,
against
CBI
me?
case. Yeah.
Yes, the Sri Pon Chamling, instigated by the Bhutia and Lepcha Kajis,
Mm-hmm.
had a CBI case against me, which went on for 16 years.
Okay. So when he lost that case, in
That,
which year?
that was in, I think, 15 and 19, 1999, I think.
1990. At that time, you were the Chief Secretary of Sikkim, right?
At that time, yes.
So is it it was a contradictory, like.
No, it is not contradictory.
Oh.
You see, the Lepcha Kajis and Bhutia Kajis, they manipulated the case against me.
Okay.
They didn't want to see that I continued as chief secretary.
Okay. It was so pity to hear about that. Like,
No, it is not peculiar. It happens.
no, like you two were the, like, Chief Secretary is the head of the administrative of Sikkim, right? So Chief Minister, he was then Chief Minister. Okay, Pawan Chamling, he was the head of the Sikkim government, right? Okay, the head of Sikkim, they are like blaming each other is so pity, right?
You see, it is best if this is not dug out.
Okay, why Lapan?
Because I don't want to remember unpleasant facts. I only look to the good side of life.
By the way, you have won that case.
Yes, I won the case.
Okay, so
You see, more than Pound Chamling, it was Tashi then, as I said, the Lepcha and Bhutia Kajis were against me.
so you have served in Chogyal era also. Okay, comparing that democracy part of administration and the administration level in Chogyal times, which was first easier and good?
The Chogyal government was far better,
Okay.
far better than the successor government.
So you have mentioned about the hydel power project also. Okay, so
Hydel power project, you see, the Article 371F provided that Sikkim, as on 26th April 1975, shall be maintained.
okay.
That means Sikkim, as on 26th April, will continue. But the new government of Sikkim violated Article 371F.
Then
And
government
they introduced this hydroelectric projects.
Okay.
And hydroelectric projects is the single most important factor for destruction of Sikkim. And as long as hydel projects remain, Sikkim will continue to be destroyed.
So as you mentioned about 371F also, okay, 371F. So in the election, when the election approaches near, okay, or am I audible?
Huh?
When the election approaches near, okay, all the political parties of Sikkim, they talk about 371F, okay. So it is so, the misinformation about 371 have been very much.
You see,
flourished, right?
I must tell you that people in Sikkim do not know 371F.
So can you elaborate for them what is 371F?
Even the Honorable Supreme Court of India also missed what 371 F is,
Okay.
because in the Supreme Court judgment on 13 January 2013, the Supreme Court uh, agreed to the violation of 371F because a Sikkim the citizen of Sikkim, according to the Citizenship Act, provides that only the Sikkim subjects shall be Indian citizens
Okay.
in the succeeding government.
Okay.
That means the citizens of India in Sikkim shall be those people who were Sikkim subjects.
Okay.
Now, who are the Sikkim subjects? The Sikkim Subject Regulation 1961 has clearly provided that only those people who were in Sikkim 15 years prior to
merger
1961
okay.
are Sikkim subjects. So 16 years prior to 1961 means 1945. So those people who were in Sikkim in 1945 or their descendants only are Sikkim subjects. Now, the Sikkim Subject Regulation does not mention anything about the previous countries. That means in 1965, if people in Sikkim were from Russia, America, China, Moon, Venus, anywhere, but they must be in Sikkim in 1946.
Okay.
And their descendants only are Sikkim subjects.
Okay.
But unfortunately, our leaders, either knowingly or unknowingly, wanted that all those people who were in Sikkim on 26th April 1975 must be made Sikkim citizens, which is illegal. And it is unfortunate that the government of India also agreed. And more tragic was even the Honorable Supreme Court of India upheld this illegal practice. The Supreme Court of India should have pointed out that only those who were in Sikkim in 1946 or their descendants are Sikkim subjects and hence Sikkim citizens and allowed tax exemption.
Okay.
Now I understand all sort of people are exempted from tax.
But
And then your next point.
Okay. So Lapan, as you mentioned about that in the book you have mentioned about all private universities are fraud, right? Are illegal.
Yes.
So if it was illegal, then why the previous government have set up numerous universities in Sikkim?
You see, education is in the concurrent list
Uh-huh.
of the constitution. As you know, there are three lists: a union list, state list, and concurrent list. Education is in concurrent list. As in the concurrent list, the Manipal University and other private universities must have been assented to by the President of India.
Okay.
In Manipal case, it is not assented to. You kindly bring that book, Destruction of Sikkim. So you bring your camera here. You
Of course.
you see one point. You must in Darjeeling and Kalimpong districts. Are there any private universities?
There are missionaries universities,
Huh?
right? Missionaries.
What?
Missionaries. The saint something.
No, no. I'm saying missionary schools are there. Are there universities
No,
in Kalimpong and Darjeeling district?
I don't think so.
Why there is not a single university in Kalimpong and Darjeeling, and why only in Sikkim are private universities flocking in?
Okay, so why, Laban? Why it has been introduced in Sikkim, the private universities?
You see, you bring your camera here.
Okay.
This is Sikkim. Read Sikkim Education Act 2002. Sikkim Education Act. This is education up to college level. It's published in Sikkim Government Gazette in which year? 2002. Now this gazette has President of India's SMC here. You saw here K.R. Narayanan President, and this is
Law department.
law department. Now see this. Read Sikkim Manipal University of Health,
And technology.
1995. Now there is no president's assent. This is for university level education. There's no assent. That's why I said that all private universities are illegal.
Like,
There's another pharmaceutical companies. Are there pharmaceutical companies in Kalimpong and Darjeeling district?
no, Laban.
Why are there no pharmaceutical companies? Why is it that only in Sikkim we have pharmaceutical companies? Pharmaceutical companies are also fraud.
Okay.
They are given exemption of tax. They are given so many facilities. But this, bring that book, that fat book. No, the fraud book. You see, in here also there are 180.
Use that camera, okay? Just zoom from there.
You see, huh?
Yes, Laban.
Pharmaceutical companies. Can you, huh? Page 182, 183 of Pawan Kumar Rai examining the greatest fraud in history. You see, these pharmaceutical companies are giving crores and crores donation to see here 1 crore 11 lakhs. Check number is there, date is there, amount is there, 2014-15 is given to SDF.
Okay.
Now, if they were not if they were given tax exemption, they were given other facilities, which meant that the pharmaceutical companies required help. But when they give crores and crores, see here in page 182 and 183, giving crores to SDF. See here, this is from Election Commission of India. So why do they require help? This is another fraud. That's why I said Honorable Paul Chabling is the greatest fraud in history.
So, have you ever met with him after like publishing these books?
Huh?
Have you met in public?
Big people, we cannot go and meet. If he calls me, I have to go because he is the Chief Minister of Sikkim. Yes. Any big people calling me, I have to obey.
Prior to the age?
Huh?
Prior to the age?
Prior to?
Age. You are elder than him, right?
No, Chamling is older than I am.
Okay, Chamling is older than you.
Yes, older. He is defrauded his age.
Okay.
He was born in Lamaku Diktel Khotang. He is a Nepal citizen. He is a Nepal citizen.
Okay.
And his Nepal citizenship certificate was displayed by Sri Bimal Gurung in Kalimpong Town Hall.
Okay. So
in 2011, which is also recorded here. You see, I'll show you the map also. Here, this is on page 121.
Okay.
Bimal Gurung displaying Nepal citizenship copy of Chamling. That was on 2nd March 2011. No, 2010.
Okay. Bimal Gurung.
Yeah, Bimal Gurung, he displayed Nepal's citizenship certificate of Chamling.
You didn't fear like you will be killed or like you will be murdered by publishing these books?
Huh?
You
see, life and death is not in our hand. It is in the hand of God.
Okay. So you have also mentioned about, in this book only, you have mentioned about the murders of different people.
Yes.
Okay, and you have also mentioned about
during Chamling's time, maximum people were murdered.
So you were the Chief Secretary at that time, right, Lapan? So why you didn't take the action?
No, it was most of them took place before I became Chief Secretary.
Okay, but you were in the administrative level, right?
No, you see, for instance, in 19, you see, many of the things do not come to my notice.
Okay.
It is done at different level and by different people. If I come to know that crime has taken place, I will certainly see that the criminals are arrested. To give one specific example, you see this in 9th August 1999, one man was killed in West Sikkim. I did not know at all about him until 2012, when Mr. Padam Bahadur Chetri brought it to my notice.
So there are so many incidents you have mentioned in that book. Okay, there is one incident about not giving advertisement to the
newspaper. Yes. You see, That was during the time of N.B. Bhandari,
Okay.
not during time of
Jamling.
Jamling. This man, he said that he wanted to leave Sikkim.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
He, he, he is Mr. Duknath Nepal. He said that he want to leave Sikkim.
Okay.
Yes. I'll read out.
फिर मिलेगा फिर मिलेगी
Hmm? And then he said that he wanted to leave
नहीं
because
you
was,
you also have mentioned that if you have known about this then you might also leave.
yes. If I had known that Sikkim will be what it was like, I would have left
Sikkim.
in. I wrote that in. Yeah, it's a fact. Also, yeah. So it is. Thank you. You have read my book thoroughly. 59. Yeah, Sunny. If I had known. It is believed that the seed of alleged plunder of Sikkim was sown on the 16th May 1975. It is page 60. If I had known at that time that Sikkim would be what it is today, I would have left India and gone somewhere else. I find that many Indians share my view. Among others, I have cited later one instance, center encouraging plunder, CBI barred in Sikkim, integrity of CBI questioned by ruling party. Yeah, tough of you. Sikkimis as a refugee in Sikkim.
Yeah.
Sikkim Liberation Party President Buknath Nepal on 31st May 2011 wrote to Chief Secretary N.D. Chingappa recording his intention to leave Sikkim as a refugee with his wife and daughter if his fundamental right of government advertisement for his Nepal days Shangri-La remains allegedly suppressed. It's very sad.
नहीं
I never thought that such things would happen. He writes claiming that not an iota of democracy could blossom in Sikkim during these 35 years. Nepal reminded the central leaders that the union government did not even think it necessary to check proper utilization of central funds. If whatever is going on in Sikkim is assumed as a fruit of democracy, and if this was supposed to be the dreams of our forefathers, then we are confident that this democracy is sure to die an untimely death, he said. You see, they have benefited only two families.
So
The fund flow during the past 3 decades has only benefited two families and their near ones,
okay
leading to feeling of betrayal among two families means family of N.B. Bhandari and family of Pawan Kumar Rai Chamling.
okay so you have mentioned about the fund flow right over there.
Huh?
Fund flow from the central to state.
Yeah.
So I have seen there had been like thousand of crores had been sanctioned by central government to Sikkim. Okay, so don't you believe that Chamling has done something for the state, right? He had also developed Namchi, such a beautiful place. Okay, so any good side of him or
You see, I am a man with little knowledge. I am not a brilliant man. I could not find anything good of Honorable Chamling.
okay?
It is not his fault, but my fault. My lack of knowledge, my little learning. You see, to appreciate the great work of great people, you have to have great knowledge, which I lack.
You are very good at like sarcasm, right?
No. I speak only truth,
Okay.
nothing but truth.
So there is a question, okay, like I have from someone, Anu. Okay, he have asked that how was your experience in London School of Economics?
What is your specific question?
Experience
What?
in School of.
You see, I was there in London School of Economics. I was the London School of Economics, and the British government were kind enough to select me, and I got free. I got a scholarship. They admitted me there, and I got MSc degree of the University of London.
Okay, now you are at your 80s, right, sir? Lipan. So, according to you, okay, how you see the life?
You see, life is, it depends upon how you live. I have lived very pleasant life. Even unpleasant days, I turn them into
Pleasant one.
pleasant period. It's all in your hand. You have got only two choice, either to be happy or not to be happy. So I chose to be happy.
So, Lipan, if you don't mind, as you said, we should not dug the history. Okay, but for the audience, okay, like me, it would be like injustice for them, okay, like injustice for them, okay, like the people who have born after the merger of India, okay, merger with India, they don't know about the dark side of the history, right? So, will you be kind enough to like uh, elaborate some circumstances which had been happened over time?
You see, there is good and bad in all periods.
Okay.
Even but considering the period, Sikkim before merger was far better than Sikkim after merger.
Because of the administrative.
You see, because you see, during those days, the we had different time, different sort of people. Then you see, people always seem to say that past was good.
Okay. So, talking about the recent controversies, okay, by any chance, will Darjeeling will merge with Sikkim?
Huh?
Will Darjeeling merge with Sikkim by any chance?
You see, I don't waste my time on such imaginary, hypothetical questions.
Okay.
It is for the politicians to do the job. I don't have time.
Okay, but you have also mentioned while we were working in MGMAC, okay, you have told me about uh, they haven't claimed something.
Huh?
They haven't claimed when Sikkim was merging with India. Chogyal has also written later to.
You see, in 1948, the government of Sikkim wrote to the government of India about Darjeeling.
Okay.
But government of India did not give any reply.
Okay.
In 1967, there was a harmless article in the Bulletin of Tibetology by the then Gyalmo of Sikkim mentioning about Darjeeling. You see, historical facts, we should not dig them out.
Okay.
It is better to keep them as it is. But as far as your question is concerned, the people of Darjeeling never agitated for Darjeeling merger with Sikkim.
Okay.
When Sikkim wanted Darjeeling, they kept quiet. Now all of a sudden they are shouting that Sikkim should be made, that Darjeeling should be made a part of Sikkim. It is only, they are only wasting time.
Okay.
I don't think it will ever happen.
So how is your life in your cities?
Huh?
How is your life going in cities?
I'm enjoying my life. I'm very happy.
Okay.
I thank God. I thank the people of Sikkim. I thank all my friends and foes. In fact, I am more grateful to my enemies than to my friends, because the enemies point out my a mistake and I try to rectify them.
So you want to thank Pawan?
Huh?
You want to thank Pawan Chamni?
No, you see, it is not a question of thanking or not thanking. He is a different type of man.
Okay.
He also wanted to do good, but the way he did was bad.
Okay.
As my books clearly show that all his works were illegal. Now, now I said that idle projects are illegal, private universities are illegal, then plantation was illegal. If they were not illegal, they should point out. And another, his Sikkim subject certificate is also illegal. Now he should reply those points. I always said that I am subject to rectification. I, I'm, I'm, I'm subject to correction, but nobody tries to correct me. When no correction is done, even if I'm saying false things, they go on.